I called out to God and I said, please help me, just that, just one simple sentence. And as I said that, everything went dark. I started to move, and I could just see white, like a blinding white light, like nothing I've ever seen before. I skate because I love it. I love the adrenaline, I love the rush, I love the feeling, I love the freedom. Me and a couple of my friends decided to go on a day skate trip all around Cape Town.
You're just gonna go behind me.
We stopped off at the Glen, the top of Cliff Neck, going down into Camps Bay.
We'll setting up quickly, getting dressed, getting our helmets on.
Put on our wheels, tighten our trucks, put our leathers on.
It was our first run down, our first and only run down.
We went down individually, but like 10-meter gap.
And I just thought, I'm just gonna put the GoPro on. Why not?
The person in front of me fell, so he was off the road, but he didn't get injured.
Started pushing down, everything was going alright, it was quite a big tailwind.
I was taking the left corner and I saw this bucket coming up, and I just thought in the back of my head, I hope no one hits it.
Skating down, everything was all good, got to the first left hairpin. Air braked just a little bit, carved out a little bit too much and took a really wide outside line. And as I started to cut in, there's a little bit of oil on the outside line, and as I hit it, I slid out and went into the wrong lane.
I got to the bottom of the hill, waited 10 minutes, and nobody was down, so I thought something must have happened.
It hit me head on. My left leg went through the rim of the tire, and then my right leg went underneath, and as it turned, it like crocodile death rolled me pretty much and pushed me roughly 20 meters, 15 meters up the road.
There we go.
I was busy at home. It was a Saturday morning, just doing things, and the phone rang. He said, Matthew's had an accident. He thinks he's broken his leg, but there's no urgent problem. I must just hold on, and they're going to get him to the hospital, and then he'll phone me.
The extent of the damage is that.
On my way through to the hospital, I heard all these sirens and these paramedics and these ambulances flying across the freeway, and I didn't actually realize, but they were coming for my son at the time.
I was diagnosed with a broken back, 2 broken legs, 2 broken ankles, 2 broken feet, broken pelvis, and hematoma in my stomach, as well as kidney problems, and the doctor told me I'd never be able to walk again.
And how could this happen, that he would never walk again? And this just couldn't be.
I believed in God. I knew he was real in my mind. I mean, growing up in a Christian family and with all the influences, I definitely believed. I can say I was a believer, but I never actually followed a walk with God. I never spoke to him, and I didn't quite have a relationship with God.
He said to me when he hit that car, everything that had been put into him, that we had put into him about the Lord, just came back in a flash, and he just knew that was who he had to call on to save him.
Ham, the pastor of Connections Church in Fishhook, he is the leader of my parents' life group at home.
As I was leading the group, what we did is we just spent some time praying.
So one night they decided to actually bring the life group to come visit me in hospital.
Just really felt in God that there was a moment there where we wanted to lay hands on Matthew and pray for him.
And they all came and laid hands on me and prayed for me, and when I thought it was just, people praying for me to get better and wishing me luck with my recovery and that.
And we prayed and we asked God to do a miracle and to heal that young lad's body.
Like my back was tingling and my toes were feeling really weird, and I was beginning to be able to move my pinky toes, and I called the nurse and I said to her, what's going on? There's definitely something happening here. And she said that it's pretty much a miracle. My nerves were beginning to rekindle and I would be able to move my feet, and I started to move my toes, and I knew that from that point I'd be able to walk again.
God is interested in the person, He's interested in the individual. And so miracles are there to bring about a change and transformation. And I remember sitting with Matthew after the accident, just said to him, this has happened to you for a very good reason. Don't squander what God has done with your life. Allow it to shape you, and allow it to change the way that you view your future.
I believe God's got a plan for everything, for everyone and for everything. And this was a big part of my life. And it's definitely brought me closer to Him. So it was there to influence me, to show me that I'm not immortal, as well as showing me that He's got a plan for my life, and that no matter what, if I call out to God, He'll be there.